Hey guys, I'm Rob Richards, and on last week's video, I was at the grocery store showing you how to shop for a week's worth of meal prep without spending too much money, but also making sure you're getting the right quality of nutrition. And it turned out you can eat pretty healthily for not too much money, about $18 a day or 14 pounds. And for that, we can get up to 6 meals, giving us 2,700 calories, 40% protein, 35% carbs, and about 25% fats. This is ideal for somebody of my height and build, 5'10", around 180 pounds, looking to maintain their muscle mass whilst also pushing that fat loss a little bit further. On today's video, I'll be looking at a day's worth of nutrition, showing you 6 meals using all of the food that we bought. Now this coincides this month with the launch of my book, Ultra Lean, 2 years ago, which pulls in over 10 years of knowledge from all of my fitness competitions and modeling and photo shoots. This is going to teach you everything you need to know about proteins, carbs, fats, how much you need to eat, how you can dictate your meals, whether you're looking for muscle building, fat loss. It's going to be ideal for those getting ready for the stage. It includes a 12-week meal prep, talks about carb cycling, carb loading. This book is also ideal for men and for women of all ages, not just for those looking to get onto the stage. It's going to educate you about the importance of nutrition. Ultra Lean is available both in paperback version and ebook, and you can order your book and find out more on the link in the text description below. All right, let's get started with this video. We'll kick things off with breakfast, meal number 1. You know, breakfast really is one of my favorite meals of the day, especially after I've done fasted cardio and ab workouts without eating anything. So it's the longest period since the night before that my body has gone without food. So breakfast is one meal that I need to ensure I'm getting fast-acting proteins, a mix of complex and faster-acting carbohydrates to really kickstart my metabolism and get fuel into my body and into the muscles. That's why breakfast, the same as post-workout, I have more carbohydrates than the majority of my meals. At least 50% of the total daily carbs are split between breakfast and post-workout because that's when my body needs sugars more often than during the day. This breakfast is going to consist pretty much of eggs and oats, but we're going to add some other things in, mix it up, make it taste and look much better. Now, a few things with the eggs. This breakfast recipe uses 5 eggs. Egg whites in particular. And the reason why we're cutting out much of the yolk is because it adds in extra fats, saturated fats, and also more calories. So we want the protein, which the yolk does have, but the egg white's much better. We're gonna get our fat from a different source, as you'll find out soon. Also, liquid egg whites in this carton is gonna be a great option. It's actually a little bit cheaper, much easier to clean, less messy. So this would be my option if you're gonna use primarily egg whites. Protein, we're going to use a chocolate whey protein. You have a bunch of different options here. You have plant-based proteins, egg, even beef protein, and no, it doesn't taste like beef. Chocolate I'm using to add in with the oats, but you can have different flavors. You can mix and match this breakfast up. Gluten-free oats, and then the mix of our slow complex and fast-acting carbohydrates. I have some raisins here and a banana. And for fats, we're getting a little bit from the yolk, but also from peanut butter, my favorite. Okay, let's get started with breakfast. And here we have our breakfast. Looks pretty basic and simple, but it contains all the essential macronutrients, the complete proteins, the complex, the fast-acting carbohydrates, and a good amount of fats to get the day started. Especially if you're like me and you've already done your fasted cardio and ab routine, it's time to eat and my body craves this stuff. Couple of things about the breakfast. You can see I used coconut oil instead of typical olive oil or vegetable oil to cook in the pan. It can withstand a much higher heat, plus it makes the eggs taste delicious. A little bit of salt and pepper, not too worried about the sodium. We need to get that sodium into the body throughout the day, about 2.5 grams in total. We need that for the muscular contraction. So added salt and pepper, plus you can use some other spices and herbs in there. Oatmeal, you can see that I grind it up. For me, I just like the taste and texture a little bit better. We got the raisins in there, but you can change this up with different fruits, blueberries, dates, banana as well, kiwi. Play around with different fruit options. That way this breakfast can never get old. You can have a ton of different variations how you cook the eggs. Instead of using the protein powder as our primary protein source, you can, if you want, have more egg whites, add some turkey in there to meet your protein quota, or do away with the egg whites and make a protein smoothie with your oats. Same goes for banana. We can mix it up with different fruits, banana, blackberries, raspberries, blueberries, different fruits, providing we match that same sugar content that we get from the bananas. Honey is also a great alternative. Altogether, we're getting 45 grams of protein, 60 grams of carbs, and about 12.5 grams of fat. Okay, let's move on and check out meal number 2. Moving on to the next set of meals, and I collectively refer to these as day meals, simply because it's not breakfast, it's not post-workout, it's not the final nighttime meal. Therefore, it's 3 out of 6 meals, all of which have the same macronutrients. I have 3 options here that I'm going to show you, but there's no reason why you can't just stick with one option times 3. In fact, it's easier to cook the same meal 3 times. Each of these meals all contain 45 grams of protein, just over 30 grams of carbohydrates, and about 12.5 grams of fat. So plenty of options to mix and match these meals. If you want to stick with the same meal each day and then have a different meal the following day and so on, or mix and match, you're going to end up with the same protein, carbs, and fats. Also, what happens if you want to do your workout early on in the day, perhaps after breakfast? All of these meals are segmental, meaning you can just shift them and take that post-workout and put it in. So long as you have that meal at a certain time and you fit all of your meals in within that day, doesn't matter where you place your post-workout or your day meals. All right, let's check out the ingredients. We have 3 different types of protein here. Tuna, this is tinned and brined, therefore it's salt water, not sunflower oil, which will add extra calories and fats. Ground turkey, extra lean, it's about 97% lean. And our chicken breast here, no added hormones, it's cage-free. Let's move on to our carbohydrates, and I have 2 different carbohydrate sources here. One is basmati brown rice, or any brown rice to that fact, and the other, this yam or sweet potato. Then we've got fats. These are coming from our avocado and our avocado oil. Now you can use a different type of flaxseed oil, udo's oil, a cold pressed nutty oil will work great, high in omega-3s, essential fatty acids. And then of course you can see we have plenty of green fiber. We've got some kale, asparagus, zucchini or courgette, green beans, and cauliflower. And I'm using 2 servings of each within our 3 meals, so plenty of fiber so that we can hit our 30 grams of fiber a day. All right, let's get cooking on today's meal. Right, so that's our day meals done. Moving on to post-workout, which for me comes in the form of meal 5. But it's really easy to just shift around depending on when you work out. If you work out after breakfast, middle of the day, just shift that post-workout to after a training session and move all the other meals up one. Now, post-workout for me contains the highest amount of carbohydrates for that meal. Although, as you can see here, I've basically split them into 2 meals. One, higher glycemic, faster acting proteins and carbs in the form of whey protein and some Medjool Dates. Although with this being fruit sugar, fructose, which acts differently in the body than glucose would, I'll sometimes just snack on these towards the end of my workout if my energy levels are coming down a bit. In terms of when I have this, the whey and the dates I'll have immediately in the form of a shake and some fast acting carbs straight after my weights workout. And then about 30 minutes later, I'll have a smaller solid meal consisting of turkey. Again, you can change up the proteins. Rice, sometimes I'll have white rice, typically brown rice if I'm more at a maintenance or in a cutting phase. Almonds, just to mix up the types of fats I have. Raw almonds, great source of nutrition in there. Again, many different choices when it comes to where you get your fats from. And of course some fiber, so I'm getting some asparagus, some green beans, you can mix it up, you can cook it all together. I'm showing for the purpose of this video that I'm cooking this meal separately just to show the actual nutrition and the breakdown of it. All right, let's get started. And so we move on to the final meal of the day, nighttime meal, which I typically have around 10 p.m. at night. Yeah, I know, some of you are probably thinking, isn't that too late to be having food? Isn't it going to be stored as body fat? Let me explain. If my final meal of the day is that post-workout one around 7, even 8 p.m., then breakfast the following day isn't until about 7 a.m. That's 11 to 12 hours of the day, half the day that my body hasn't had fuel. By cutting down on the carbohydrates and consuming still a good amount of protein and some slow releasing protein thanks to this casein, I'm giving my body a slow release of essential amino acids throughout the night for about 7 hours compared to that of whey. Hence why we're using this ingredients right here. We have cottage cheese, great low fat, high quality natural source of protein. We're gonna mix that with our casein. This is a vanilla casein powder. It's a slower releasing protein than whey. Plus it mixes a little bit thicker, and trust me, once you add these two together, especially when we add our peanut butter or almond butter, it's delicious. You're not gonna taste any of the cheese. It's got no cheese flavor. I also have something like this if I'm traveling or I'm unable to eat for 3 or 4 hours. This will give me the protein my body needs for 5, 6, 7 hours. Plus it's delicious, and you can see the ingredients that we're using. Just 3 main ingredients. All right, let's get started on the final meal from my Ultra Lean book. So there we have it. This meal sums up the end of pretty much a typical day for me following the Ultra Lean nutrition manual. 6 meals, although 7 if you want to count that post-workout as 2. A total of 2,700 calories for the day, 40% coming from protein, 35% coming from carbs, and the remaining 25% coming from fats. And you can find all of this and more in my book Ultra Lean, including all of the recipes that we've done today, plus carb cycling, carb manipulation, loading, depleting, sodium water, everything that you need from competition, photo shoots, and just to get in really great shape is in this book, and it includes a 12-week diet plan. It's available in paperback version like this one. If you're anything like me, you like to still read a book and highlight, jot down notes, and ebook, so you can view it on your phone, your iPad, your computer. Check the text description link below. Pick up your copy today and keep an eye out for my new training book and my Fit Plan app available now. All right guys, best of luck to your nutritional needs. It really does start in the kitchen with nutrition, and then you put the hard work in at the gym. Rest, recovery, and growth. Don't forget to like this video, comment, subscribe to my channel, and also check out more of my social media, including Facebook and Instagram, for more of my daily nutrition, recipes, and training. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you soon.